Can't escape from the team. Call the morning steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover. That's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, a pleasant good morning to you coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Friday, September 5th. We're ready for more NFL action tonight with my Chargers in action tonight against those Chiefs, and we'll be by tonight with more companion coverage. Hope you enjoyed last night's coverage. Figures only to be another big party tonight with Razor's birthday. I think we just celebrated it. We're going to keep celebrating it tonight when the Chargers play against the Chiefs from Brazil. And we'll hope to see you here on the Sports Money Network tonight. Joining us for the live companion stream coverage. We had a fun night last night, certainly with the game, with the Cowboys and the Eagles, where to start, where to begin, and where it ends last night with the Cowboys and the Eagles. Boy, what a season it's going to be, huh? If anything like last night and the way the game started, we don't want many weather delays, certainly during the regular season here, but we had to put up with it. Man, poor guys had to kill an hour of time there yesterday and before they got back going there last night. But, of course, it was the Eagles getting the win there, 24-20. I was on the wrong side there. I had the over, so silly me last night. There is my super high roller there. Or no, what was it? No, that was our play here on the show last night. The over. Sorry about that. Hopefully you had the under there last night. Just a bizarre penalty-filled game. Jalen Hurts over 200 yards of total offense and 2 touchdowns. Dak Prescott 188 yards, but couldn't really produce a touchdown there in the second half. CeeDee Lamb, tough, right? I mean, kind of rough to have those critical drops, and he owned up to it. He had a monster game. I mean, 7 catches, 110 yards, but that one was pretty tough, certainly. The other one, one hit you in the face, whatever. So Eagle defense did force that big fumble, and then the ejection situation with Dak Prescott obviously did some spitting there. I mean, whether or not he was aiming at a guy, and I guess he kind of spit on his own guys just as much as he did trying to aim his logie at Carter, or maybe he was just casually spitting. Carter, it was a little bit more deliberate and right in front of the referee. So yeah, second guy always gets caught, but that was just a tough situation there to see at the in the conclusion, because it obviously we saw Dak, and I was trying to defend him at first, and I still, kind of believe him as far as not aiming it there, but I don't know. We hadn't seen that situation before from Prescott, so how much does he really spit on the field? Anyway, we don't need to belabor that. There, I also lost my premium play with the Eagles there last night, so I didn't have a great start to the season, that's for sure. Didn't hit the props either. Let me say hello to some folks here in the chat. Flea Mathis gets us started off here today. Cash Kane is here as well. Nuke there. Great job, Nuke, you guys, with your show last night. I was checking it out, certainly there during the delay. I was working on some things. I wasn't on the air, and I was over there watching Nuke the guys for a few minutes over there anyway. Jim Duweiger, nice to see you here. Good morning. Nick Handy as well today. Big Bag Irish Kane, ready to go. Bobby Mack is here. Jimmy is ready as well. D-Money ready to go here this morning. Jay Main, man, great crew here, ready to go. Jim's ready for the Chargers tonight, my Chargers tonight to start the season. Can they get the win in Brazil here? And Jay Main says, he said, and Gary Sheffield talked about that, and the importance of Gwynn in his career and how really the work that they put in together is really what helped Sheffield have that amazing season as well. Like this video, everybody. Subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube, the fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. We're back tonight with more coverage. And don't forget, we got UFC coming up tomorrow, and it starts early, so you want to make sure you're going to see First Strike here with the guys. Got their plays here for this week's card. And also, we do have BB MMA picks ready to go, so check it out. Get ready for the fight action here on Saturday. It starts at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. So really just a little more than 24 hours from now, and we'll have our companion coverage there. Man, what a weekend it's going to be of coverage all the way through Sunday. Man, we're just getting started here tonight. So check it out, BB MMA picks, and also First Strike. Get ready for the UFC action tomorrow. All right, we'll say a few more folks here in the chat. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for getting ready to go here today. And we'll get to the previews and the games, of course. And let's see Jermaine there talking about some of the statistics involving in the game. Irish King says, hey, I just saw that. Dak did that kind of first, right? Hey, Tex, good to see Tex in here. Thank you for reposting the link. Hopefully everybody's kind of joining me here and get rolling a little bit. Trevor Davis there as well. Thank you. And I agree, there's some to blame to Carter, but man, just weird the way the game went down there yesterday. Nothing in the NFC East, that's the way it goes, I guess, right? Always some crazy stuff there. In that one, they scored all 7 possessions in the first half, 5 touchdowns, 2 field goals, and the Eagles got that lead. And then even the first field goal there, and then nobody else scored. It was after that, just possession after possession there. So, all right. And Jimbo, let's see, 41 points there in the first half, and they couldn't score any more. Want to say hello to the best chatters here so far as we get the show rolling, and you guys making your comments in there. Appreciate it. Talking here about Jay Main, D-Money, Bobby Mack, Nuke, Jimbo, Irish King, Jim Deweiger, Trevor, Cash Kane, and Nick Handy in the chat to get us going. All right. All right, in the short Major League Baseball card yesterday, we did have some winners here on the show, including Philadelphia and Milwaukee game total under. We gave it out here on the show as our sports money play yesterday morning in that win there as Philadelphia ended up getting the win on the road in that big series, 2-0 as Suarez out-dueled Peralta. Also, we did have a winner here on the show with Pittsburgh. We had the Pirates in that game over the Dodgers. Pirates got the win there, 5-3 over the Dodgers. We also had a winner. Hopefully you're catching me every day on the Cover the Spread show with myself, Al Ninos, Rod Zawacki, join you every day, making some picks in the major sports. And we did have the under in the game between Cleveland and Tampa Bay yesterday on the Cover the Spread show. Game goes under there in the 4-2 win for Tampa Bay. Also had the winner there on the Cover the Spread show with Kansas City. They did make that pitching change to Cameron, but they got the 4-3 win. We had the under here on the show yesterday. Also, hopefully you're joining me 5 days a week on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel for the happy hour. I'm on 5 days a week at 5 Eastern and noon Pacific. And yesterday I gave out the Chicago White Sox on the show yesterday in that 11-8 victory. We had the White Sox over the Twins as a dog yesterday. Also, we had a winner with the Win Club, my premium picks from Sports Money. My high volume plays are sent directly to you 30 to 60 minutes before game time, and you can get my best plays there for just 50 cents a day when you subscribe to the plays over at winnable.com/Ramon. We had the Yankees in that 8-4 victory. Yeah, they were a little bit of a favorite there. We weren't going to stop picking them just because the day before they ended up losing to Houston, but nonetheless, we did have the Yankees there yesterday in that one. All right. Also, in the WNBA last night, did have some other plays here that came through, including Washington here on the show yesterday. We had the Mystics plus the points. Mikey had that one as well as a premium pick as we scored there. I also gave out the first half with Washington yesterday on the WNBA's 2-3 Zone Show. Check me out there on YouTube, over on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, and preview every day the WNBA games with Ron Crawford, Justin McKelvey, and myself. And I had the Mystics there in the first half. Also, on the happy hour, gave out the under. So pretty much nailed that game yesterday in the WNBA. Also, we had a premium pick winner, super high roller over at Tony's Picks with the Las Vegas Aces. I had them, and they won again. 13 straight wins for the Aces. They were actually a slight dog in the game, ended up winning the game as we pulled off another win there. Also had the over in the first half on the 2-3 Zone Show, and we gave out the full game over here yesterday there with the over. So, man, we hit that one too, and we also had on the show yesterday the over in the game between Dallas and Golden State, as Golden State clinched their playoff berth. The Valkyries, an expansion team, are in the playoffs in the WNBA with their win last night over Dallas. They rallied to win. They didn't cover, but they did get the win. We had the over as our pick here on the show yesterday. All right. Appreciate that. And there we go. Use the promo code STEAM to get those packages there over at winnable.com.
It's your boy, Mikey Money. I'm inviting you to join the Sports Money crew on Winnable. Get all of our premium best bet selections.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays sent straight to your phone right when you need them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
All right, thank you, Mike. And you can get those plays from me every day. I had some plays overnight here. They weren't great last night. We did have a winner in the NRL with the New Zealand Warriors there yesterday. So check me out there over at Winnable. All right, let's get ready to go in. We got to preview these games for sure. We got some college football as well tonight. How about that, huh? Okay, here we go. Start it off. Man, get ready for more NFL action tonight. From Brazil, the Chiefs are going to take on my Chargers here tonight with the Chiefs favored by 3, total 45.5. That's okay. Chiefs are a pretty good team here still. AFC champions here to get the season started, and they're favored by 3 points over my Chargers. Let's get some of the notes here ready to go with this one. Make sure also, let me take one quick look here. Mostly threes up there right now. Maybe a little bit of juice here on the Chiefs right now. Still a 3-point favorite, but you got to lay maybe $1.15 or $1.20 here to lay those points. Still, maybe the move has been on the Chiefs a little bit here for the most part so far. And a little bit of move to the over for sure. The widely reported steam did come in on the over in this game for the Chargers here. Last 6 years, the Chargers have won their opening game of the season. They also went 6-0 against the spread in the division last season. Meanwhile, or could have been 5-0-1, depends there on one of them. But the Chiefs were 0-5-1 or 0-6. It was the Chargers and the Chiefs game where there was a little bit of discrepancy in one of the scores last year. You might have got sided on the game, or you might have lost by the hook or won by the hook. Last year, Chargers were 3-2 against the spread as an underdog. Believe it or not, they were favored in quite a few games last year, and you got Chiefs here coming in 7-1 in their last 8 Week 1 games. They've gone 6-2 against the spread to open the season. The Chiefs are 13-6 in their last 19 games with a spread of 3 points or less. The Chiefs are just 10-20 against the spread in their last 30 games in the AFC West. We also know that the team that lost the Super Bowl are 6-16 over the last 22 years against the spread when opening the season the next year. The Chiefs have won 6 in a row in this series and 19 of the last 22 games. It's always been close, but the Chiefs always end up finding a way to win. The scores last year were 19-17 and 17-10. This series has gone under in 4, let me make sure I get this right, in 4 of the last 5 games between the two teams. Let's get ready in the chat and see what you guys have here today with the Chiefs and the Chargers. Thank you for joining me here on the show. And let's go. All right, chat, I want to hear from you. And so does everybody else watching. Here we go. And it's going to be Nuke. He likes the Chiefs here, -3, -115. He says maybe this one will go higher before the game starts. Jimmy says, give me the Chiefs and the under here in this one. And Jermaine says, maybe I will go over in this one. And, I do see some a little bit lower numbers here at a few places. I'm showing 46.5. Let me make sure. Let me update what I've got on screen here. It's definitely gone up here. 40 looks like 46.5 everywhere right now. That seems kind of crazy. Look, it's not going to be the same situation as in Dublin, Ireland, but last year the turf wasn't so great either in the Brazil game. However, the NFL has kind of sent their own crew, if you will, down there to make sure that they get kind of the fast track that they're looking for, I guess is one way to put it. Got a few more picks here coming in. Let's see. Jimbo here says Chiefs. Hope I'm getting all these right here. Nuke says, is it high elevation? Is it high elevation there? Good question. I guess we could. All right. I'm down. I'm down for it. Let me take a look here and see. I don't think that it is down there. But I'm ready to try it here and try to get the answer. I always try to help out the masses here. Let's see what it is. Oh, boy. I'm delaying the show here to get this, but I think we would have heard already if it was super high elevation here. It's not Mexico City. That's the thing. So 777 meters above sea level. So that's a moderate elevation. It's not thin air, certainly. So, all right. Yeah, so that's about that. Okay, let's see. Texas got the footballs here. D Money says Chiefs and under. Robert likes the Chargers here in this one. Lovable says it'll be a 3-point game and it'll barely go under. How about that? Okay, let's see here. Lovable, I think when I updated to 46.5, Lovable said, well, okay, it'll be going a little bit more under there. All right. Look at what Jermaine says, 46. I mean, how can how can the score be that high given what we've seen, from these teams, right? Chargers +3 for Galactic Gaming. Not having Rashawn Slater, that's a big factor for the Chargers, losing their left tackle before the season even starts. That was a little bit of a blow for this team for sure. Again, they just don't seem to be able to get over the hump, against this team. So I got to take the points here with my Chargers. I mean, it's going to be a close game. And, I still am a firm believer in what Jim Harbaugh is doing here. I do kind of believe in all the stuff about, I don't know, but the Chiefs, I mean, this team doesn't get any younger. They're certainly still going to be right there this year, trying to hold off the Broncos, trying to hold off the Chargers this season in the division. They're still the team to beat in the AFC West, but it's not a homer pick. I just think the closeness of the series makes the Chargers live to take the points here. I've got to take the Chargers tonight against the Chiefs plus the 3 points in this one, and I'll be rooting for my Chargers to bring it home tonight against Kansas City when they meet in Brazil. All right, if you got another player or two in the chat, I'll wait here. Lovable says Hollywood Brown will be a factor in this game. Let me see if I can't portray my favorites to you tonight. I do have some props I'll be giving out on a few shows here and there today, hopefully better than yesterday, but we did score a little bit with some of the props there yesterday. We were all over CD Lamb there, but I thought I was not in the Javonte Williams camp there yesterday, but good on him. I mean, I would think that for Javonte Williams, great start to the season there. I was left hanging high and dry a little bit taking him there. Okay, guess that's it from you guys in the chat. And I do want to see if I got my favorite players here today as well. A little bit of baseball steam coming out right now. Let's get this one to you. Dodgers and Orioles. Steam on the over here in this one at 8.5 or so. Seeing this number climb a little bit here right now to 9s pretty much everywhere. 9 or 9 under in this one with Glasnow and Kramer. We'll get to the baseball here in just a moment. All right. So Yo-Yo D says CD sold there yesterday. Did have, like I said, good game, no doubt about it. But the drops, that's what's going to be what people remember about the game yesterday for sure. Jimbo says Mahomes to go over in his passing yards tonight. And other good running there from Dallas. Okay, I think that's it from you guys. And anyways, for me tonight with the player props a little bit, or just what, the players that I'm looking to be on here, we'll kind of formulate later on. But certainly, you mentioned you guys mentioned Hollywood Brown. Xavier Worthy could have a big game as well. I think the Chargers will shut down the Chiefs tight ends, Kelsey and Gray. They're pretty good against tight ends. Now, I know Kelsey to get a first quarter reception is going to be a hot prop because everyone, that's been a strong pattern for Kelsey, even with the downturn in his career a little bit, and the fact that this could be his final season. But Chargers do play pretty well against tight ends. Also, the Charger receivers, Chiefs strong against the run, not as strong against the pass. That's the way I see that defense. So I like the Chargers passing game as well here tonight. I don't know if it's an explosive passing game. I think the Chargers are looking to play possession football against the Chiefs tonight with McConkey, with Keenan Allen. I know it's going to be hard. Everyone I'm kind of on Keenan Allen in this game. He's not the explosive receiver at all. He's also now kind of a possession guy. So Chargers may rely on Quentin Johnson there for maybe the explosiveness, but the Chargers will look to control the game, and they're going to probably have to do it more with a short passing game from Herbert, because I think the Chiefs are very strong against the run. Now the Chargers will go with Omari Hampton, but Najee Harris is probable for this one. And I'd imagine once Harris gets on track, maybe you could say that Hampton is projected for more yards, but I want Harris to get in there. I think Najee Harris, who had that fireworks incident where he missed most of the preseason and he's ready to go now, I think Harris is the one that could be the back to look for. It's just that the Chiefs are strong against the run. All right, let's see here. Lovable like the run game of the Chargers. And, right, we did say it, Terrell, right? 4-3. That'll be the score of this one. Thanks, Terrell. I would have forgot about that, but we did definitely say that. 4-3 there in that game. And I agree, Lovable. Keenan Allen. Look, it could be easily said that, hey, if he wasn't good enough in Chicago, what makes you think that he'll be good enough here? But I think the familiarity, look, when you're talking about a guy who was basically a career Charger, went over there, he still had an okay season, didn't end up being the best target for Williams in Chicago. But look, he's winding his career down. He's 33 years old. So for Keenan Allen, I think a return to the Chargers will be just what he needs here to have a good, solid season with a guy like Herbert in there at quarterback. Remember, Herbert, don't take Herbert, right, in his interception prop. I mean, he's about as solid as they come, not throwing picks here right now. So, in fact, the odds don't even reflect if you're going to take Herbert to throw an interception. You're not getting the right price. That's for sure. McConkey, how about McConkey for an ATD here for Jimmy? And Jermaine says Najee is done. Dunsky here, Public Enemy. Good morning, nice to see you. Jermaine says Najee is not getting it done anymore. So I'm relying on Harris to come in there and have some solid carries and maybe even match with Hampton. But hey, I did miss on the Cowboys rushing game flow there yesterday. So what do I know? I'll take my Chargers tonight plus the points. Chiefs money line for Public Enemy there today. All right, I think it's time to move on, but I'll take the Chargers tonight. All right. Okay, I guess that's it for the NFL game. You guys have made your statements in the chat. Let's move to some college football right now. A couple of games tonight, or 4 games actually. I've chosen to preview just 2 of them, but I'll mention the other 2 games, just the main board games. I should have listed those others. We'll have a little bit of information on those other games, but maybe it is mostly about the 2 main games tonight. All right. James Madison is going to take on Louisville. Both teams are coming off comfortable wins in their opener here. Didn't have the toughest of opponents to start the season, these 2 teams. For James Madison, they outgained Weber State 313-64. Louisville outgained Eastern Kentucky 540-150 in comfortable wins. So it feels like a lot of support out there for James Madison. maybe by sharps here. Let me see what this current line is. I'm going to get it right to you. Man, Louisville up to 15.5. Well, hey, Louisville looked pretty decent for sure, but so does James Madison. James Madison actually is, since they've joined FCS, they really have gotten off to some hot starts over the last few years. In fact, James Madison, when playing FBS teams, have been covering the spread like nobody's business in the first 4 weeks of the season. Not all their games were against FBS competition. They did have some FCS uh, games early on in the season over the last few years, but that's where their strength has been anyway, has been great starts for James Madison to the season. I think it's 8-1 in their last 9 line games in the first 4 weeks of the season. So there were easy games last week, no doubt, for JMU here. They've got a good quarterback in Alonzo Barnett. He's a true dual threat quarterback. And James Madison, here it is. Okay, so against FBS competition, 8-1 against the spread in their first 4 games of the season over the last 4 years. So, like I said, they've had some FCS competition as well, but they beat them too. In fact, I think they're 13-0 in these early season games. Again, not the toughest schedule. This represents one of their toughest games, but Cardinals are on a 3-game homestand here. Let me pop this back up here with the total and get the graphic going. Total has dropped here actually to 55 in the matchup here with Madison and Louisville. That's been a pretty significant drop for sure. All right, let's see what you guys have in this one. Go to the chat here right now and get your guys' plays. Here we go. There's Justin in the chat. Good to see Justin this morning. He likes Keenan Allen over 40 yards today. Oh, I hope so. Justin liking Madison here as well. Said he got 14.5. It's gone up here a little bit. And JMU had a big performance against North Carolina of all teams. About that. It's a good program. They were a kind of a strong FCS team so many years ago, 5 years ago now, but all right. And Lovable says, will Keenan Allen start? I think if you have to look at the Chargers wide receiver depth, I think you've got to go with McConkey as number 1. I think you got to go Keenan Allen number 2, and then Quentin Johnston number 3 there. And don't forget KLS. He's not projecting very high right now, and with these other guys, it may be tough for JLS to get in the game after he looked so good in the preseason. Had 100 yards and 4 catches in 2 games combined in the preseason for Keandre Lambert-Smith. So, McConkey missed time in the preseason. He's supposed to be ready, obviously, here, but KLS is a guy who kind of benefited a little bit. Jimmy likes the over here in this one. And man, we're booming here today with the stock market opening here right now over the last few minutes. Man, we're rich. We're trying to make up for some of the football loss there yesterday. All right, Robert liking the under here now. Yeah, we've seen the move here coming in on the under, that's for sure. 55.5, it was higher, that's for sure. Level was like, I'm plus something. I was going to say, like, all right, Lovable, I'm plus, but she meant James Madison plus points is what she meant. Hey, we're seeing some steam right here, right now, in some college football this weekend right now in today's other game. This is breaking right here, right now, with some steam on Boise State right now, they're going up to 30.5. They were 29.5 just moments ago. But Boise State, look at this, 30.5. I got to update my sheet right now. 30.5 in their game against Eastern Washington tonight. I'm going to get you a play in that game in just a moment, but the line is moving here for sure to 30.5. And that's the late game at 9 Eastern and 6 Pacific. Boise State hosting Eastern Washington, and we're seeing some steam to the over. Or I'm sorry, steam to Boise State right now, up to 30.5. Jimmy likes James Madison plus the points. Robert liking JMU as well. And Terrell says, remember they used to not even delay the game for Lightning back in the day, but they do now. And I was kidding last night. I said, they got so much money. Hey, if one person gets struck by lightning, it does seem like much ado about nothing. But, yeah, it is frustrating. Especially it's frustrating, I'm sure, for the networks. All right. I think Lovable's talking about, I don't know if he's talking about JLS there or if he's talking about Keenan Allen. Gary, good morning. And Lovable says, yeah, you know what? Maybe when they get on the blue turf, that's always a factor. Not the turf itself, we know that, but Boise is a tough place to play, right? All right, let me get my play going here in this one with James Madison and Louisville here today. Check me out. I did have a little bit of a preview on this game on the Cover the Spread show, so be sure to check that out. But look, I'm not agreeing with the move here, and I got to go over in this one with James Madison and Louisville at 55. I was coming on, hesitantly with the over as my play on this game. I did not know that it went down here a little bit. That was definitely more of a move here within the last maybe day and a half or so. So I'm going over tonight with James Madison and Louisville as my play here on the Morning Steve Show. Okay. All right. Next up, got another one here with Northern Illinois taking on Maryland. And Maryland is down. They're down to a 16.5 point favorite, but I'm going to call it 16. The sharp books have definitely moved about a point in the direction of Northern Illinois here. This one was as high as 18. And now we're looking at 16s here. Now, I say as high as 18, but some books actually did open this one lower than this. DraftKings opened it 14.5. I mostly saw a higher number out there, but there's definitely right now a little bit of a push here to the dog, it feels like. Oh, did I have Maryland spelled wrong there? And the total here is also down a point to 46. Okay, here we go with Northern Illinois Huskies taking on the Terps here today for Northern Illinois and Maryland. Maryland easily won and covered last week against Florida Atlantic, but the Terps did take advantage of +6 turnover margin in that one. Northern Illinois lost to Holy Cross. Northern Illinois is kind of debuting a new offense this season, but it did not work really there against Holy Cross as they lost that one. So, look, these are usually the games that Maryland kind of takes care of business, but Northern Illinois has, taken the action here, and the line has kind of moved in the direction of Northern Illinois. So you're getting, I believe the value might be on Maryland, but like I said, there were some books that opened at 14.5, 15, and it went up. So maybe the market settled here, but it was 39-7. The Terps beat FAU last week. They also had not only that turnover margin, but a safety, a pick six. The Maryland offense wasn't overwhelming, that's for sure. They only outgained FAU by 26 yards. So Northern Illinois is 16-8 against the spread versus the Big Ten, and 8-0 against the spread against the Big Ten when that Big Ten team is coming off of a win. So what happens is a Big Ten team wins. They have a letdown playing the MAC team. They're laying too many points, and the MAC team kind of gets the money. 8 straight times this has happened to the Maryland Terrapins. So, okay, let's see here also. Northern Illinois on the road as a road dog, 30-11 against the spread over the last 6 years for Northern Illinois, including 16-6 here under Coach Hammock. So these guys do get the number here quite often. Remember last year, who did they play in week 2? Northern Illinois. I think there was a famous game. Does anybody remember that? When they went in and beat Notre Dame in South Bend. So the Terrapins can't be total, shills here. Northern Illinois knows how to get these wins. It's just that they're having some growing pains with this offense a little bit. So also Maryland just 4-6 against the spread against the Mid-American Conference. And we'll also see how will this crowd be tonight? I don't think it'll be any big deal. Okay, hopefully that's some good detail about the game tonight. So let me go to the chat and see what you have here in this other game. Here we go. See what the chat has to offer for us. Maryland for D-Money here. Also, Justin liking Maryland to roll tonight. And I use a threat here possibly, says Lovable. And look at what Nuke said. He said, how did they do last year in week 2, right? D-Money on the over here in this one. Robert liking the over as well. Nuke says, even though he said, how did Northern Illinois make out? It didn't matter. Nuke said, still going to take Maryland by 3 touchdowns. Nuke. He was just using that, talking about that game there of Maryland first half. I think that's where that is for Terrell. All right, I think that's going to do it for the chat here. And first time these two teams have met there in 10 years, I think. Here's what they said. Last time was that's too long ago. I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, I think that'll do it for the chat. I'll make the play here in this one. I'm taking Northern Illinois as my play here on the morning Steve show. Give me the Huskies. Plus those points going down a little bit. I'll take Northern Illinois. Okay, in the other games here, briefly here, I'm just going to go with a couple of picks here in the other games. I don't even make graphics for the other games. Sorry about that. But we do have Western Illinois taking on Northwestern today. Northwestern is a 27.5 point favorite. The total here is 51 in the game between Western Illinois, the Leathernecks, taking on Northwestern. I've got the over in this one. Call it 51.5 right now, but it looks like 51 is the maybe the new number. Maybe it's going down a little bit. I'll go over with Western Illinois and Northwestern. And in that other game, just mentioned the steam coming in on Boise State against Eastern Washington. I've got the over in this one. Like I said, Boise State 30.5 point favorite tonight against Eastern Washington. The total here mostly 57, maybe 57.5. If it is, it's juiced to the under. I've got the over in that one as well with Eastern Washington and Boise State. If you want to make a play in that, let me know. We're not going to go too much into those added board games, but there are those 2 games tonight. I think I will have a possible I do have a super high roller premium in one of those 2 games tonight. And Nuke says he'll pass. on the added board. Nobody else chiming in, so let's move on. Let's get ready for the baseball here with our card today. We're still trying to go over all of them, all the games, even the crummy ones today, but we might move along here a little bit. We're losing some of the teams in baseball here. All right, let's go with the Nationals here, taking on the Cubs with Urban Jake Irvin here in this one against Javier Assad. Big favorites here are the Cubs at minus 235. Here, no, it's not. It's gone down just a little bit, but no lower than 225 right now. And the total, look at this total. Let me update it. Did have 9.5 over 30, which it's not quite that low, but still over 30 shows the juice. Right now it's maybe 10.5 over at minus 115. So we know what that means. You don't need to be weathermen in the chat. The wind is blowing out to right field, approximately 14 miles an hour throughout the game here in this one. But, well, you know what? Look at the pitchers here. Jake Urban, 5.42 ERA, but a 278 BABIP, 143 WHIP coming in to this one. He's 8-10 overall. For Javier Assad, making his 5th start of the season only so far, 4.05 ERA, a 3.08 BABIP, but he is 0-3-1 to the under. Here it may sound like an offensive game. Let me see what you guys have here with Washington taking on the Cubs here on our Friday afternoon Cubs game, of course. For Washington here, they've lost 8 of their last 11 games coming into this one. They've also gone just 2-10 in their last 12 games against the Cubs overall. The Cubs have won 4 of their last 6. Washington's lost 5 straight on the road. The Cubs have won 5 of the last 6 between the teams here in Wrigley. Washington's gone under in 4 of their last 6. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under, and the Cubs have gone under in 10 of their last 14 games overall. What do you folks have here in the chat today when Washington takes on the Cubs here with that big price tag? But go to the chat and see what you guys have. Here we go. Our one-day game. Here we go. It's going to be find my place here. Trevor on the over here in this one. Justin's going over here as well. Justin's got Bush over in his total bases today. And Lovable likes the Cubs on the run line. Lovable says baseball's her sport. Yeah, I'm up over having a pretty strong season over there at Tony's Picks. I think I'm up over 23 units. You can check out their handicapper leaderboards over there, and that's why I'm on that site. I do have my high volume plays here, but I do have my best plays over there, my absolute best plays there. And in baseball, we're up 23 units this season. That's pretty decent, I'd say, since baseball is one of the tougher sports for folks. Cubs run line here. Cubs team total for 9 legacy. Robert likes the Cubs here. Lay the run line. D-Money's liking the over here there. I like the Cubs too. I don't know if I can not take the Cubs in this one. That's why it's on my play here on the show. I'll just take the Cubs. On the run line at minus 1.5. Still got to lay a little bit of juice with these guys in this one at minus $1.10. Oh, no, it's no juice. It's pick 'em on the run line. Okay, that's it for the day game. Thanks in the chat. Here we go. All right, nighttime action now in the major leagues. We've got Milwaukee on the road here. Quinn Priester going in this one. He's still 11-2 this season. 3.28 ERA, 1.24 WHIP, 274 BABIP for Priester. And now they're still a pretty big favorite here right now at minus $1.35 or so for Pittsburgh here. They got a pitching Oviedo is in there. Let me get the Pittsburgh pitching situation correct here. There was a lot of maneuvering, a lot of pitching changes, it felt like, here on this card today, huh? Let me write this down here. All right, for Oviedo in there, let me make sure I get it right. Get this line updated at $1. I'm going to call it $1.40. I'm going to $1.40 or so right now for the Brewers, and the total here is 8.5. Pretty much everywhere, 8.5 flat. There we go. That's the line. All right. For Quinn Priester here, we mentioned some of his numbers for Oviedo. 4 starts so far, 3-1 record for the Pirates in Oviedo starts. He's 2-0 overall, a 1.2 whip, 189 batting average against, and a 250 BABIP. Some solid starts here from Oviedo. Pittsburgh has won 5 of their last 6 games. They've won 7 straight games at home. They just looked terrific in that series against the Dodgers. Pittsburgh playing some of their best ball here right now, but Milwaukee has defeated Pittsburgh in 5 straight games. Milwaukee still continues to roll here a little bit. They've won 13 of their last 18 overall. Milwaukee's won 6 of the last 9 games between the division opponents here in Pittsburgh. 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Let's see if you have play in this one, Milwaukee and Pittsburgh here today in Pittsburgh. With this, like I said, price going down. Maybe it's a discount. Maybe because Oviedo's look pretty good here. Maybe it's just a little bit better option for Burrows here. But still got to lay a price with Milwaukee. Pittsburgh's playing well. We know Milwaukee's still on top of the National League currently. Pittsburgh ain't going to make it back. I mean, they're still 14 games under 500, but they're playing well, having just taken down the Dodgers. Here we go. It's Brewers on the run line for Cash Kane 9 Legacy says Brewers. And the lovable plays going with the Brewers here. A lot of Brewers support, huh? Robert likes the under here. And a swerve. Whoa, says Pittsburgh on the run line. Nuke says, can the Pirates do it again? Trevor's on Milwaukee on the money line. Rich says, takes the under. Justin says, you know what? I went to see the Dodgers a couple of times. I think I could take this one off. We know the Brewers are pretty good. Justin wouldn't be wrong in going out to the game. Rich says, Oviedo, pretty decent. He definitely is pretty decent. Milwaukee Brewers run line for Nuke. And Terrell says, with Yelich out here a little bit, that could be affecting the Brewers a little bit. He is questionable still in this game. So could be a little bit of a factor for sure. Pittsburgh took down the Dodgers, so they should be able to take down the Brewers. But is it a letdown? Probably shouldn't be, right? I mean, you see Milwaukee more frequently, I guess, is one way I could put it. But yeah, maybe people do, maybe teams do kind of get up for the Dodgers, I think. All right. That Pittsburgh run line, it hasn't necessarily got away at minus $1.35. I'm going to take Pittsburgh on the run line here in this one. All right. Next up, the Mets are on the road here. Oops, Peterson's the pitcher here. Let me get this one right. And but still, look at this price right here. Maybe $1.20, maybe even a little bit less. But you're going up against awesome Andrew Abbott. Total here 9/15, maybe, but I better put 9/20 as the current line. There we go. And let's see what you have here. In this one with Peterson starting here on the road, he's 8-5, 3.61 ERA for the All-Star, 307 BABIP, 245 batting average against. Mets are just 13-13 with Peterson on the mound this season. For Andrew Abbott, he's 8, and both pitchers are 8-5 this season, but the Reds are 14-10 with Abbott on the mound. These two pitchers are combined 19-28 to the under this season, but the widely reported steam did come in on the over in this game. You see that 9/20 does kind of stand out. I know we're in Cincinnati here, so that's always going to be a little bit higher for sure, especially the way the Mets are hitting. I mean, the Mets are really doing a great job offensively right now. It's kind of been their story here at this point. The Mets are hitting almost 300 over the last month plus right now, but Peterson has struggled here of late. It's ERA close to 7.5. Abbott, he's also had some woes here a little bit of late, but he still has a 2.65 ERA on the season, 2.23 batting average against. Abbott's pretty good. We know that. For the Mets here, they come in having lost their last game. Right now, they are 4 games ahead of the Giants in the National League wild card race. So right after the Giants are the Reds. They are 5 back. Reds have lost 2 straight. They could use some wins here in this series. They could do something magical here. They were right back in the situation here in the wild card. But, they kind of need a sweep, it feels like, here. So let's see what you guys have in this one. Mets and the Reds. Reds have lost 7 of their last 9 games overall, not just the 2 in a row. Mets have gone over in 10 of their last 14, including 5 of their last 7 on the road. The Reds have gone over in 5 of their last 6 games overall. They've gone over in 4 of their last 5 at home, but 4 out of the last 5 in this series have gone under here in Cincinnati. I'm ready to see what you guys have tonight in this one. Mets are mashing. There is no doubt about it. The Mets, for any kind of woes that they had, it's kind of been made up for with this hot offense here right now. Okay, let's see what we got in the chat. Rich going with the Dodgers today. Thank you, Rich. Irish Kings on Pittsburgh here. And Lovable says the Mets are her team, and but she has trouble clicking with the Mets. Cash Kane, Reds, first 5, Moneyline. Let's see here. Rich says he leans to Pittsburgh, likes under in the first 5. Oh, in that other game, yeah. Cincinnati money line here for Irish King. Irish King says Chicago first 5, run line and team total over for the game. Rich says Mets on the money line. There's Terrell talking about Soto, how hot he's been, and look at his career against the Reds. Strong numbers there. Team Money likes the Mets on the money line. Galactic Gaming says the line's moving again here on the Reds, or I think maybe saying in general, moving on the Reds there. Yeah, for sure. Okay, also, 9 Legacy says Mets run line. Maybe the Mets have taken, I don't know, the Cincinnati. It's not steamy, but the move has definitely been on Cincinnati. I think that's fair to say. I'm going over in this one with the Mets and the Reds tonight. Next up, the White Sox are taking on the Tigers here with Perez on the bump for the White Sox, and for the, let me make sure, am I in the right order here? Yeah. Okay. Perez here for the White Sox, and is it Perez or is it Shane Smith? Okay. I was typing, you know what? I type these names in so long ago. I actually did the graphics during the weather delay last night, so I might have a few pictures off here. Detroit, though, definitely about $1.95 here, and the total 8.5 under 15. And lucked out. I had to do another show. I had to do another show during the football game last night. I had to do my local football coverage a day late. We were having some logistical problems, so I kind of left the broadcast last night. I said I could have done the show during the delay. Okay. You guys know I do that show with Dave, who shows up sometimes on our show here. All right, let me write down Smith, though. Didn't even write it. Have him written down on my sheet. But Shane Smith, we know what Shane Smith has done here this season. Not awful. 4-7 record, but hey, you're with the White Sox. 3.81 ERA, 1.2 WHIP, 214 batting average against, and a 250 BABIP. Still okay, solid numbers for a guy pitching on the White Sox anyway. The White Sox are just 6-18 with Smith on the mound. For Flaherty here. Oh, do I have both pitchers? Man, do I just have the wrong day? What's going on here? You guys are probably yelling at me in the chat there. Okay, for the Cowboy, for Flaherty here, 7-13 record. Still, Tigers just 8-19 with Flaherty on the mound. They're 21 games over 500. Flaherty's 11 games under 500. Not all his fault, but still 4.74 ERA, 1.28 WHIP, 240 batting average against, not awful, and but a 307 BABIP here in this one, still a huge number for the Tigers here coming into this one. Let's take a look at how they've been trending, because we know, look, we had them yesterday, right? We had them yesterday as our play here. They've done okay. Uh-oh, what do we got? Oh, we've got a move in the Padres game. We're seeing some steam to the under in the Padres against Colorado in the Mile High Air here. It was, man, we're down to 10.5. We're down to some 10.5s here in that Padre game. Man, that's going low here with Pivetta and Freeland today. I don't think Pivetta's been officially announced, but I think that's who we're expecting. We'll get to that one in short order, but okay, let me cover this one still here with the Tigers and the White Sox. White Sox have won 5 in a row. I said last night on the air, although I couldn't, nobody heard me over all the commotion, but I said, you know, if they extended the season 250 games, the White Sox might have a chance to come back. They've lost 13 of the last 18 meetings with Detroit. White Sox have won 4 of their last 5 on the road. Detroit's actually lost 7 of 10 here right now. They've definitely stumbled here in the second half a little bit. Hasn't affected their overall standing necessarily here. They're still battling with Toronto for the best record in the American League. Those teams are neck and neck right now. Toronto's won 2 in a row here, though. Tigers have gone over in 12 of their last 15 games at home. The White Sox have gone over in 7 of their last 10 games overall. Coming in, Detroit's gone under, though, in 5 of their last 7 games overall. Let's see if you have here White Sox taking on the Tigers here tonight in Detroit. And I'm going to the chat to see what you guys have in this one. Here we go. With Lovable says, I'll take the White Sox here. Terrell says White Sox and Las Vegas Aces have been the best bets on the board. Man, 13 in a row for the Aces after last night's come from behind win over Minnesota, huh? Wow, that was something. Terrell says White Sox team total over. Jerry Jones. Kansas City over 3.25 runs. There's an Asian handicap there. Terrell says White Sox have been rolling here with their offense. How about that? The game that they didn't score 4 runs, they still won the game. take the White Sox money line here and team total over, says Irish King. How about that? And Lovable, yeah, I changed the pictures there, Lovable. This is, I think we got now, it's definitely Smith and Flaherty. Tigers run line here. Robert likes the over in this one. Flaherty minus 200. That's too high, right? The way these White Sox are playing right now, White Sox are off the charts. They've been great. Jerry says Pavetta doesn't pitch well in Coors. White Sox money line for Nuke. Nine Legacy says Tigers on the run line, or is it Tigers on the run? Tigers on the run. Flaherty over in the K prop there, and over here for Rich. I think that's what that is. All right. Man, the Tigers are not playing great. The White Sox are playing pretty good. You know, we got to take the White Sox here on the run line, don't we? Come on. They're looking pretty good here right now. In fact, let me see what those numbers are. Tigers hitting 256 over the past month or so right now, and Smith has been real sharp of late. 2.5 ERA in his last 5 starts. Meanwhile, Flaherty ERA of nearly 6.5 in his last 5 starts. Chicago's won nearly half of their games on the road over the last 2 months or so, and Detroit, they've just been a little bit over 500 at home of late. So give me Chicago on the run line here. Irish King says Colorado team total over. Kevin Nick says, how about Anisimova there? Or is he going with Anisimova in the next match? What's the line there? Anisimova plus $1.75 in the match against Sabalenka on Saturday. And we do have great action today on the men's side. Yeah, the lines are a little lopsided with Alcaraz minus 365 and Yannick Sinner's minus 3,000 against Felix. But okay, there was my play there on the White Sox. Let's continue on here now with a big game in the AL East with the Blue Jays on the road. Here we are seeing a little bit of steam coming in right now, and good thing I'm just making plays on the show here, because the steam has just come in on the Western Illinois Northwestern game, and it's coming in on the under. I already gave out the over. Oh, I guess the fade is on. Maybe they were watching the show, those sharps, and said, we're steam on the under here with Western Illinois and Northwestern. We don't make this shit up. Right now it's 49.5 here now at the sharp books. Bet Online's even moved to 49.5 under 15. You might be able to catch a good number at Bovada right now, but this line is moving lower here with Western Illinois and Northwestern. We're down to, I'll call it 49.5 right now with Western Illinois and Northwestern. Steam coming in on the under there in that one, even though I've already gave out the over myself. Okay, here we go with the Blue Jays taking on the Yankees here. What I mean by we don't make it up, right? We get the alert. We have that, so we subscribe to a line service here that alerts us when the line is moving across the board. If you've ever watched any of those line services, when the light's up there, that's what we're talking about. So we give out that live information just like we did just now with Northwestern also taking the steam. So it looks like a coordinated move, side and total right now. Northwestern was as low as 27.5. Right now, Northwestern 31.5. Right now, the line is on the move with Northwestern. It may have already creeped up to 28.5 from that 27.5 on the show today or before the show today. But right now, there's no doubt that we are seeing here 31s for the most part. 31 at Circa. It went up to 31.5 just a moment, then a little bit of buyback. Maybe it's a head fake, but mostly going in the way of Northwestern here right now. Steam coming in on the Purple Cats. Okay, let's Continue on, though, with our Major League Baseball coverage with a very important game here with the Blue Jays on the road against the Yankees. Right now, the Blue Jays are leading the division here, of course, tied with the Tigers in the American League. The Yankees are 3.5 games back. The Yankees have been hot. They've won 8 of their last 10 right now, despite the loss last game. For the Blue Jays here, and Gausman, 27 starts, 3.75 ERA, 105 whip, 212 batting average against, and a 253 BABIP for the Yankees. And Cam Schlittler, 9 starts, 2.61 ERA. Imagine this rookie, 226 batting average against, 291 BABIP, has some walks issues, walks about 10% of the hitters. Yankees are just 5-4 with Schlittler on the mound. Current line right now, Yankees minus $1.35 might be a fair play, but the total is definitely closer to 9 than it is to 8.5. Let me make sure and get that one updated here right now. I'll call it 9. I'll call it 9 under 15, I think. So it's gone up here between Toronto and the Yankees today. Will we see some offense here, even with these pitchers have pretty solid numbers, it seems like? For Toronto here, they've won 6 of the last 7 meetings against the Yankees here currently, although just 1-4 in the last 5 games at the stadium. Yankees have won 9 of their last 11 coming into this one. Toronto's gone over in 10 of their last 11 games. The Yankees have gone over in 14 of their last 18. 14 of the last 19 games between the two teams have gone over. The Yankees have gone over in 4 of their last 5 at home. Toronto's gone over in 5 straight at home. But these pitchers have pretty solid numbers. What do you guys think in the chat? There might be a little bit of a give and take here a little bit, it feels like, huh? Make sure you check me out on Cover the Spread. I kind of talked about this game a little bit over there, or maybe a little bit more in-depth than what we just did here. But let's see what you guys have in this one with Toronto taking on the Yankees here today. Okay, here we go in the chat. What do you have? Yankees over here for Justin. Rich is on the Jays. Gausman pitched a gem last time, and then the pen came in, and then it was all hell broke loose. Yankees are going to win this one tonight, says Trevor. Nuke is on his Jays. Rich is on the under. Cash Kane says Jays. 9 Legacy says Blue Jays on the money line. A lot of support here for the Blue Jays, including from me. I'm going to be taking here Gausman and the Jays. Give me Toronto in this one. A little bit of plus money. Okay.
Steam play.
Okay. Going to continue on here. Just seeing some maybe some information coming in here. We're trying to make sure. I want to make sure I get this right. All right, let me just move on here. Got a few more plays here. Roberts on the over. And Terrell says, when he goes to the sports book, the guys at the counter says, what team totals you going with today, Terrell? Next up, the Dodgers are going to take on the Orioles. The Dodgers are trying to find a team they can beat, so they're going to try to go even lower here with the Orioles. Well, I don't want to say it like that, but trying to find somebody they can beat on the East Coast, I think, is what's going on. For the Dodgers here, and Tyler Glasnow, he comes in with a 3.41 ERA, 14 starts, just a 1-3 record for Glasnow, 1.1 whip, 181 batting average against, and a 221 BABIP. Pretty strong numbers there for Glasnow. For the Orioles and Dean Kramer, 9-10 record. The Orioles are 10-16 with Kramer on the mound. He's got a 4.52 ERA, 1.25 the whip, .300 BABIP for Kramer. Dodgers come in right now having lost 5 of their last 6 games. The Orioles have won 4 of their last 5 coming in. Dodgers, though, have won 5 of the last 7 games against Baltimore in the interleague matchup here. Dodgers have actually lost 4 of their last 5 on the road here after those struggles, including that series in Pittsburgh. 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone over, but Baltimore has gone under in 5 straight at home. The widely reported steam did come in on the over here in this matchup. The current line is Dodgers minus $1.60, and the total pretty much 9. So total's gone up. Maybe a slight move on the Orioles, but total's gone up here, nearly a half a run on that widely reported steam. Let's see what you guys have in the chat here in this one when the Dodgers take on Baltimore here tonight. Pretty big favorite on the road, but I want to hear from you in the chat. All right. Justin says, give me Glass now to go over, ramp it up on the strikeouts to get that plus money. Cash Kane is on the run line here. And the over. Yeah, kind of feeling it there too a little bit with that total. Okay, 9 Legacy Dodgers run line and team total over. Robert likes the over in this one, and Rich says give me the Dodgers on the run line and that team total to go over. And Lovable likes the over here as well. Alrighty. For me, I'm going to try the Dodgers here. I'm going to try the Orioles here on the run line today. Dodgers continue to struggle. Orioles, they're not as hot as Pittsburgh, but that was like I said, they've won 4 of their last 5 games. And Kramer on the mound here. I'm going to try the Orioles actually on the run line against the Dodgers today. All right, a little bit of news out of the CFL as the Montreal quarterback Davis Alexander will be out of that game on Saturday. Okay, that's it from you guys in the chat on the Baltimore game. Let me move on. Next up, Phillies taking on the Marlins here. Phillies. Let's call it 2. Well, you know what? Some of the square books, DraftKings is still 275. It's no lower than 255 here in this one with Sanchez and Belozo as the pitcher here. Let me get that going. And there we go. Total here is 8, maybe a slight shade to the over here at 8 over 15. And there we go. All right. For Sanchez here, he comes in with a 2.60 ERA, 11-5 record. Phillies are 19-5 with Sanchez on the mound. A 1.12 whip and a 233 batting average against. Still a 310 BABIP. Says maybe he's not quite as good as these numbers indicate, but gets plenty of run support for Miami here. Let's get some of their numbers together for Belozo here. 1-3 record, 3.91 ERA, 1.26 whip, 252 batting average against, and a 277 BABIP. Not awful. He's only made 5 starts, however. For the Phillies here, they've won 5 of their last 7. They've beaten the Marlins in 5 of their last 7 games against them. Miami's dropped 6 of their last 9. Miami's gone over in 8 of their last 12 games overall, including 4 of their last 5 games at home. This series has gone over in 7 of the last 10 meetings between the two teams. Let's hear from you in the chat. The Phillies have dropped 8 of their last 12 games on the road here right now, but they're still a pretty big favorite here in this one. All right, let's go to the chat here. We've got Maybe a good spot for Kramer there in that last game, said Lovable. Cash Kane likes the Phillies on the run line here against the Marlins. Lay it. Justin says it's a little high. It's a little high. Jerry says Kramer could
Critical
have
notice.
a strong game. He could also struggle here. So there's the news just came across over here. We got news here a little bit here right now as well. Let me get this out to you. Texas Tech quarterback Morton is probable for the game against Kent State, and that's I think the total is moving in reaction to this. I don't know if it's going to get steamed, but right now Morton is in for Texas Tech. Yes, that total has moved now. Look at this. It was 58.5. Haven't heard the steam yet. I'm waiting for it. Is it coming in? Because this total is up to 61 right now in the Kent State Texas Tech game on Saturday, with the news that Baron Morton is probable with that knee injury there. He was fine last game. He threw for 4 touchdowns before leaving, and had 200 yards. But Morton is in that game against Kent State. They are 46-point favorites after all, or now they're up to 48.5 here right now against Kent State. I mean, it's a mismatch, but the total is moving higher as well. So I imagine we might hear that steam on that game. Okay, let me not delay. Okay, Rich Stubbs says, Kyle get number 50 today. Oh, could he get number 50 today? Nine Legacy says Phillies run line. And Kevin says, can Djokovic win against Alcaraz? It does seem like difficult, but Djokovic is just a marvel with his health there. Miami team total over here for Jerry. All right, I guess I got to make my call. I don't know if I have much other great info on this game here between Philadelphia and the Marlins. I mean, Philadelphia, they're actually not hitting that well over the last week or so. The Marlins are actually hitting better than Philadelphia right now over the last week. Sanchez pitching pretty well, though, no doubt about it, but Beloso at home has been pretty strong. Philadelphia is not exactly a great run line favorite in this role, actually, here of late. And Miami 31-19 on the run line as a dog, and they're getting a little bit of are they getting the plus today? That's going to be hard to pass up, actually. Plus 1.5 at plus 135. Justin mentioned that line so high, even the 255. It feels pretty high.
Critical notice.
What do we got? Oh, there's the information coming across right now on Morton. Like I said, I'm nothing special. It's just that I have my tweet deck open up over here, and it looks like I'm just a sketchy guy with my eyes looking all around all the time. But I've got my notes and cheat sheets over here. I've got the tweet deck over here. I look down the tweet deck and I see the news, coming out, and I see Morton. So I'm able to announce it to you, and then the lines make the line shops. They're probably doing the same thing as I am, and then they send it out. But we try to get you the fast info here. Hopefully that's why you're with me on the show. You know what? Robert says, how about Marlins plus 2.5 there? Oh, I like that, Robert, for sure. Lovable likes the under here. Yeah. Oh, you know what I mean, Lovable, right? I mean, I'm looking here, I'm looking there. Man, okay. Kind of want to take these Marlins here in this one. I think, is that what Kevin's saying here? Oh, is he talking about the tennis match maybe for the... All right, man, I like that Miami plus 2.5. It's not something I do too often here on the show to give out that 2.5. Yeah, there's that Morton info coming in right there. How about that? All right, I'm going to do it here. I'm going to take the Marlins. I'll just take them on the regular run line, but on my play here, and I'll make sure I bet it. But I might put a little more money, if you will, on. I'll probably put a little more money, I feel like, here on the run line at 2.5. I like that. Hey, that was cool of the stock market to go up all the way and make it look like we were making $1,000, and then it's all the way back down. That's all the way back down. We just went from $1,700 up to $270. It just lost 1,000 just like that. Oh well, better pick some winners here. Should have sold, but we were doing a show. I was talking about the tweet deck and then it crashed over here. Okay. All right, I guess that's it. I'll take Miami here on the run line tonight against Philadelphia. Might be a wild one is what it feels like. Next up, hopefully we're not going too slow here. I feel like we're going slow today. Seattle is taking on the Braves here with Logan Gilbert. He's up against Chris Sale here in an interesting pitching matchup. For Gilbert here, 20 starts, 3.73 ERA, 102 whip, 205. Batting average against for Chris Sale, 16 starts, 2.45 ERA, 1.13 whip, 223. Batting average against, but a 326 BABIP. So Sale pitching with a little bit of luck here for sure. Still, it's Chris Sale. Current line right now, the Braves are favored here at minus $1.35. I think safe to say. DraftKings $1.42. I think I could leave $1.40 up there. Total here is 7.5. Got the sharp books here, just shading it to the over here for the most part, but it is feel like 7.5 here in this one with Seattle and Atlanta. For the Mariners here, they come in having lost 5 of their last 6 games, but the Braves have lost 5 of their last 7. Seattle's defeated Atlanta in 11 of their last 16 games overall, but Seattle is just 1-10 in their last 11 games on the road here right now. Atlanta's gone under in 5 of their last 6 games. 5 of the last 6 meetings in this interleague series have gone under. Let's see what you guys have here in this one with Seattle taking on Atlanta here today. You know, Gilbert has actually struggled here of late on the road. Last 9 or 10 starts, he's definitely had some road woes right now. Meanwhile, Sale at home, he is in a groove for sure here. Current line is, like I said, $1.35. That looks pretty good. Seattle just 9-19 on the road in their last 28 overall. Mariners bullpen struggling here as well. Let's go to the chat and see what you have here in this one with Seattle taking on the Braves. You know, the Braves have had a little bit of a success of late, but right now, like I said, lost 5 of their last 7. Might be a little bit of a drawback here despite the favoritism with Sale. Let's see what you got in the chat. It's going to be Cash King is on the Braves. Justin's going to go with the Mariners here. Also, he likes under. And Lovell says, maybe I'll take Atlanta. Robert's going with the over here in this one. I don't know if I'm down. I don't know if I'm down with that. I might be against my man here in this one. I'm going to take the under with Seattle and Atlanta. Next up, we've got the Guardians with Tanner Bybee on the mound here. He's up against Griffin Jacks and the Rays for Tanner Bybee. 9-5 record. Oh, let me see it. It's Gavin Williams. You know, we had that. Yeah, we had to remember Williams got postponed there. Let me get it right. Gavin Williams. Here, man, my sheet's a mess today with a lot of these pitching adjustments today. Okay. Tampa's about $1.35, maybe even $1.40 at some spots. The total, though, is clearly 8. Maybe shaded to the over, but I'll put 8 for sure. And I'm going to say that the Rays are, I'll leave it $1.35. Here we go. Guardians with Williams here. 9-5 record, 3.26 ERA, 212 batting average against, a 251 BABIP. We know Williams has pretty solid numbers. The Guardians are 13-14 with him on the mound. The Guardians are 1 game under 500. For Jax here, Jax is 1-7 with a 4.98 ERA. He's a reliever, but imagine being a reliever and you've lost 7 games. 260 batting average against, and a 392 BABIP. So Jack's just an opener here in this one for the Rays. So, let me see. I do have the info on. I think I do have the info on this one here as far as their pitching strategy for today. So he'll be the opener, and then it'll be Ian Seymour will be the bulk reliever here, it feels like, in this one today. Yeah, definitely for sure. So Jax is the opener, and Seymour, who, has had some pretty okay numbers here for sure for the Rays. Williams here, let me get this right. Seymour here, 14 appearances, 2.97 ERA, 102 whip, 31% K rate for Seymour. He's been pretty strong for sure. Cleveland has been one of the worst hitting teams over the last month plus, batting a little bit below 200 for sure. Cleveland has kind of struggled in this role as a road dog. Meanwhile, the Jays are in their best short favorite. They are really strong in this role. Cleveland comes in here having lost 8 of their last 9 games on the road. The Rays have won 7 straight, 6 straight at home. 10 of the last 12 meetings between these two teams have gone under, although Tampa's gone over in 4 of their last 5 games overall. 4 of the last 5 between these two have gone under. The widely reported steam did come in on the over in this game overnight. And funny because the total, like I said, it's mostly 8 or 8 over. So the line's gone. The steam may have come in on the over, but it feels like the line has gone down a little bit. Okay, chat, I'm ready for you. Let's see what you've got here. Cleveland and Tampa. Rays are hot. And, can the Rays work themselves back into playoff contention? They're only 2.5 games out with this winning streak right now of 6 games. Seems pretty promising here, and you're going up against a Cleveland team that is 3 games back. So these teams are right together in the standings. They're not in the playoffs. In fact, they'd have to pass up Texas and Kansas City here, but got to start somewhere. Here we go. From the chat, it's going to be, hey, nice to see Ron G in the chat today. He said Seattle's an insta-fade in that game. Jerry says under and Rays -1 here. Robert's on the Rays for sure. Ron G says, I got to take Cleveland, though, in this one still on the money line. Little plus money with Gavin Williams. D-Money's on Tampa here. The Lovable says, I'll take the Rays on the run line. Or -0.5 there. Yeah. I don't know if that means the first 5 there possibly. Okay, Irish King says Atlanta on the money line in that last game there. Okay. All right, and for me, I've got to go with the under here in this one. I'll usually respect the steam, but I got to go under here in this game with Cleveland and Tampa Bay. Okay, Irish King, Atlanta on the. Oh, we said that one already, right? Okay, next up, gotta speed it up here, Ramon. Let's go. Twins and Royals. here. Like I said, tomorrow we're going to dump half these games in the bases tomorrow with the college football. For Minnesota here, Joe Ryan on the mound going up against Michael Wacha. For Ryan here, 13-7 record, 2.9 ERA, 961 whip, 210 batting average against. I said Ryan was kind of, not going as hard here in the second half, but numbers are still pretty strong. For Wacha here, 8-11 record, 3.52 ERA, 1.1 is the whip. 247 batting average against and a 283 BABIP. For Minnesota here, they've lost 5 of their last 6 games, but the Royals have lost 4 of their last 6. Minnesota's actually won 4 of the last 6 between the two teams. Minnesota's also gone over in 9 of their last 10 games, including 5 of their last 6 on the road, but the Royals have gone under in 6 straight. 12 of the last 14 meetings between the two teams have gone under. Kansas City's gone under in 5 straight at home. What's going to happen when you got over Minnesota and under Kansas City? Let's go to the chat, see what you guys have in this one. Wacha is favored here, minus $1.35. I'm going to take it down to $1.35. In fact, I'm seeing even a little bit lower than that. There's a move here on the Twins, it feels like. Total is 8 over at minus 115. All right, Chad, I'm ready for you. And I'll get ready as well. Here we go. All right, Jerry says, cooling down here. Lovable's on the run line. Okay. Ron says, give me Kansas City first 5 and money line. Irish King says, I've been betting Tampa this whole streak. Robert's on the Twins here. Lovable is on the under. Got a little bit of college football steam coming in here right now. Utah State and Texas A&M game to go over right now at 55. Jerry says, I like the Royals and the under. Irish King says, Kansas City first 5. Jerry says he's on the Royals here in the first 5. Trevor Davis is on Kansas City in this one. All right, I got to make my call here. Like I said, kind of got a contrast here. Teams going, some going over, some going under. Cleveland going over. All right. I got to make my call here in this one with Minnesota and Kansas City here today. You know, Minnesota over the last week, they are hitting pretty well right now, and the Royals are struggling, no doubt, offensively over the last week. Man, their bats are not clicking at all. Kansas City's kind of been struggling here a little bit. I don't know if they can. If this price is very good on Kansas City here right now. All right, I'll take the Twins here on the money line. Twins will be my play today. Let's see here. 9 Legacy says Tampa Bay money line, and then Minnesota run line and team total over. All right, Royals there for Jerry. Did I get all the plays in?
Final.
Okay, next up, we're trying to get all these games in here. Astros taking on the Rangers with Hunter Brown. He's on the mound up against Merrill Kelly. And the Rangers for Brown here. Let me make sure we got the right pitcher, though. It could be Arrighetti. Let's see what's up here. No, I think it is a Brown. Brown at $1.50. Some books have already some books don't even have this line up here currently, but we'll see what we can do anyway with the matchup as we know it. For Brown here, let me just make sure. I'm pretty sure it's Brown, but another one where I had Arrighetti listed overnight. Okay, Arrighetti was supposed to start Friday, but it will be Brown, then Garcia, then Valdez on 4 days rest as Arrighetti has been placed on the injured list. That's what's happened, I think. In fact, that's probably going to be it for Arrighetti this season. Uh, I'm not sure he's going to be able to return. He's got an inflamed elbow here, so that's probably it for Arrighetti this season. So definitely Brown here today. Houston's been struggling offensively. Texas has been the better hitting team here. In fact, over the last month, Texas has been the better hitting team, and also Texas has looked good in the bullpen so far. Texas is cruising here at home over the last month or two, for sure. For the Rangers here, they've won 5 of their last 6 at home, 9 of their last 12 overall. Houston just 2-4 straight up in their last 6 games. Houston is 14-5 straight up when playing Texas here on the road, but Texas playing pretty good here, and they are a dog, man. Let's see what you guys have in this one with Houston and Texas here today. I'm going to the chat. All right, Ron G, no fan of the Astros, that's for sure. Texas money line here for Lovable. Rangers money line for 9 Legacy. A Nerfy for Ron. Cash Kane likes the under. Robert says you got to take the Rangers here the way things are going, right? Irish King on a says pass. Pass, I pass. All right. Hey, I'll make my call here in this one with the Rangers and Texas. Let me take a look here, though, and make sure we got the right line up there after what I said. Yeah, man, this one's starting to dip much, much lower here right now. It feels like, man. All right. I got to take Texas here. I'm taking Texas on the money line for sure. Let me Texas. I can't do anything with the total. I want to use Texas as a premium, but let me just go with a freemium in this one. I like Texas on the money line as a dog here for sure. Well, hey, I want to save it as a premium, but I got to go with it. I'm not totally confident on the total. I'm going to look at it more. It still could make the card, but okay, Jerry went under. Irish King. Oh, he's ready to go with the next game here, so let's do it. So is Robert, I think. Let's go to the next one. Giants on the road over against the Cards here. Robbie Ray, he's on the mound here. Let me make sure of this one too. Okay. Seymour's in there. How many Seymours are there out here? Going up against McGreevy. All right, there we go. It'll be Seymour here getting the start. Carson Seymour's first game didn't go all that well, but now he gets to face these Cardinals, which aren't hitting very well here right now. Giants have been slugging pretty good here on the road. McGreevy has an ERA over 5 at home coming into this one. For Seymour, 1 start, 11 appearances, 0-2 record, 4.74 ERA, 268 batting average against. For McGreevy, despite this 4.3 ERA and 296 BABIP, he is 6-2, and the Cardinals are 8-3 with McGreevy on the mound. Also, McGreevy here 8-3 to the over in his start so far. San Francisco, they're red hot. They're trying to get back into the race here a little bit. They're currently sitting
Final.
4 games back of the wild card, but they've been so hot. They've won 10 of their last 11 games coming in, but the Cardinals have won 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams. Cardinals have also won 5 of their last 7 games coming in overall. 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone over, although Cardinals have gone under in 4 of their last 5 at home. 5 straight games between these two teams have gone over when playing in St. Louis. Giants have gone over in 5 of their last 6 games coming into this one. Giants have been the hotter team offensively, that's for sure, but and they're going strong here. All right. Let me go to the chat here in this one. I'll figure this one out on the fly a little bit. All right, here we go. Hey, Thomas Maggio, nice to see you there in the chat. Thank you for stopping by today. Lovable says, got to go with the Giants here to keep rolling right now. Man, they're hot. Where'd this come from? I mean, the bats were so cold here, and at least over the last month, they've been hitting at least 250. Jerry's got the Rangers to win the division. Ron says San Francisco team total over. Here's Irish King. He's got both teams to score, I think, there. Robert's got over in this one. Jerry's on the cards. And, thank you, Nine Legacy. Wow, didn't know that. He's got Giants on the money line. Oh, man, hopefully, can we get a Seymour game at all? I don't know if we can with the interleague there. I think they're probably done. Okay, let me make my call here. San Francisco and St. Louis in this one. Giants clicking for sure right now on the road. Feels like that's where you got to go. Give me the Giants here. I'm picking sides today. Give me the Giants in this one. And let me make sure that total real quick here. Yeah, that line's right on. Here we go. Padres on the road with Pavetta, I do believe. Here going against Kyle Freeland. Padres are favored on the road at $1. This line's not correct. Yeah, gotta fix that. Call it 205, total 10.5 here right now. Boy, that would have been a good price on the Padres, huh? Hasn't been great for the Padres of late. They're definitely having those struggles again. And they lost their solid pitcher, Jason Adams. Saw a picture of him in the hospital after getting his leg operated on following that injury. For Pavetta, he's 13-4 with a 2.9 ERA, 190 batting average against, and a 230 BABIP. He struggled in Colorado. That's a fact. Padres are 17-10 with Pavetta on the mound. Kyle Freeland's 3-14 with a 5.41 ERA, 1.52 the WHIP, 341 batting average against. Freeland 11-15 to the under overall. Colorado 7-19 when Freeland starts. Rockies have been hot with the sticks, batting over 300 over the past week. Pavetta not only struggles in Colorado, but he struggled on the road here of late. Padres have also had issues hitting against left-handed starters here of late. Padres come in having lost 6 of their last 7 games right now. They have beaten Colorado in 5 of the last 6 meetings. Colorado still lost 7 of their last 8 games overall here, and they've lost 6 of their last 7 at home. Padres have gone over in 6 of their last 7 games overall. So let's see how you have it in this one with the Padres taking on the Rocks here today. Even I got to go with the Padres here in this one. I don't even see what you guys have, but I'm going with San Diego here on the run line today. All right, and let's see here. Cash Kane says, how about Rockies plus 2.5? Lovable likes Pavetta to go over in the K-prop. Nine Legacy says, how about Manny Machado to take Padres minus 3.5, says Nine Legacy. Manny over 1.5 total bases, and maybe even a home run for Manny today. I'll just take the Padres. Here we go. Next up, the A's. We're going kind of fast here right now. A's and A's here with Barnett going for the Athletics. So get this one going here for Barnett here of the A's. Mason Barnett. In his major league debut, he allowed 5 runs, struck out 1 in 4 innings in that home game against Texas. Hasn't looked that good in the minor leagues either here coming in. But for the Angels, Jose Soriano, 3.68 ERA this season, 1.3 the whip. The A's have been hitting pretty good here over the last month or so, but the Angels have been struggling at the plate with just a batting average barely above 200. Soriano does have a ERA over 5 at home, but the Angels have been okay at home of late. But man, $1.55, this isn't what you want, right? Doesn't feel like a very good price at all, even with a rookie pitcher on the mound for the A's. Let's see what you guys have in this one. Let's get ready to go here. I'm trying to go a little fast here and get the show over with. Some of these games aren't so great. The A's have actually lost 9 of their last 11 games against the Angels, but they've won 13 of their last 19 on the road. The A's have dropped 5 of their last 6 overall, but the Angels have lost 5 of their last 6 at home. 7 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have gone over, but the Angels have gone under in 6 of their last 7 games. What's going to happen in this one between Oakland and the Angels here today? All right, I'll probably make my call here in this one. Man, this is ugly. All right. I'll just go. I better just go to the chat. I might need some help on this matchup, but I think I know what I'm doing. Let's go to it. Okay. Cash gains on the over. I think it's this game because I am too. Nine Legacy says A's money line. A's money line here for Lovable. Yeah, I'm not sure either. I'm just going to go with the over in this one at 9 runs. The Angels are minus $1.50. The total is juiced to the over, and I'm going to take the over in this one. There we go. Just leave it at that. Give me the over here with the A's and the Angels tonight. Last game here now is the Red Sox taking on the Diamondbacks here with Toll here going for the Red Sox. For Peyton Toll, in his major league debut, he mowed down the Pirates, didn't he? 8 strikeouts in 5 1/3 innings, allowed 2 runs for Arizona here. Eduardo Rodriguez, 5.4 ERA, 1.62 whip. Boston's been hitting. They're hot, man, no doubt about it. The Diamondbacks, they are not hitting very well here so far over the past week or so. Rodriguez has struggled at home. Boston is on a pretty good roll here right now, having won 10 of their last 14 games overall. They've won 7 of their last 8 games on the road here. $1.30. Total is up to 9 under 20. Let's see how you guys have this one. And I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get going here. For Arizona, they've won 6 of their last 8. They've won 9 of their last 12 at home. So, they're playing well enough, but they're not hitting great. Rodriguez hasn't been great. Arizona's won 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams. Let's see what you got here with Boston taking on the Diamondbacks, and the baseball segment is going to be over. All right, let's go to the chat. Couple left-handers here going today. With Robert on the over. Is it this game? Is it okay? Oh, maybe it's the other game. Yeah, because he already is on the Angels. Red Sox here for Thomas. Cash King likes the Diamondbacks first 5 money line. Boston money line. Although I think he's saying told to go under in his K prop there. Ron says Nerfy. Robert's on the under. Justin likes the Red Sox here. And Morning Markel. He's got Pacheco to get a touchdown tonight. I tell you, I got duly noted. I'll just say that. Duly noted. All right. I'm going to go with the over here in this one with Boston and Arizona tonight. Give me the over. All right. That's going to do it for the baseball. Let's get through just a few more sports here real quick, and then the show will be over. Want to make sure you guys are commenting in the chat. We're going to have a drawing here at the end of the show for 1 month of my plays direct to your phone. So please, if you haven't already made a comment, do so now, and we'll do the drawing here momentarily and see who wins 1 month subscription to my plays direct. Okay, Sparks are taking on the Dream here once again. The team has just met 2 nights ago, and for the Sparks here, right? Look, it's desperation time for the Sparks, but man, let me. I kind of want to wait for the next game, but we were on the air last night. Got that news that Caitlin Clark is out for the remainder of the season. Could be a little bit demoralizing. The Fever in 8th place. We're going to talk about them momentarily. Playing the Sky, they should win still and get close to securing the playoff spot. Golden State secured their playoff spot last night. So you basically have Seattle, Indiana, and LA for 2 of the last 3, or 2 of these 3 teams will make the playoffs. But for Atlanta coming in here, they are a 6-point favorite right now in this one, and the total here is 169.5. In fact, this one's gone down to 5.5. There, and 169.5. There we go with the LA and Atlanta here tonight. Let's see what you guys have here in the chat in this one, and I'll make my call as well here. Can LA turn the tables? They are desperate for a win, no doubt about it. See if you guys have any plays here in this one. It's going to be Sparks on the money line here and under for Lovable. That was the only play. I got to go against Lovable, though, here. I think in this one I'm going to go with Atlanta to get it done. You know, Atlanta does have motivation in this game for sure. Even though LA might have the stronger motivation trying to get in the postseason, Atlanta is currently tied with the Aces, with the Mercury. All 3 teams are 27-14, trying to get that all-important number 2 seed so that they can have the home court through the first rounds of the playoffs before they get to playing in Minnesota there, probably, who will have the home court advantage throughout. So I'm going to take Atlanta. They have to lay a little bit of a number. I'm sure LA is going to be trying hard, but I'm going to take Atlanta in this one. So here it is now, the Fever favored in this one, down to 11 here. Look, certainly when you think about this game, right, Clark wasn't going to play. Not only that, Angel Reese is out of this game. Indiana's had plenty of injury problems. They've still played pretty well, but Reese is suspended for this game. You're getting a pretty big discount, it feels like, here actually on Indiana right now because of I don't think it should be because of Reese out. Clark out, but because Reese is out. That's what I mean to say. That's why the line has, I don't know. It doesn't make much sense to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. So we know Clark out for the season. Reese out of this game with a suspension, but the line is moved in favor of the Sky here. I don't know why. Let's see what you got in this one. So the Fever, they have not clinched yet. That's also another factor. It looks like they can get in, but they are only a game and a half against LA. If they were somehow to lose this game or choke it away somehow, I don't know. I got to take the Fever in this one. I'm laying it. Give me Indiana over Chicago tonight. All right, let's see here. Justin likes De'Erica Hamby back in that LA game over on her points and rebounds. He also likes Kelsey Mitchell here with the Fever at over 19.5 points juiced. Good morning to Wine Time today. Nice to see Wine Time here on a high school football Friday. Justin's on Wine Time here today. I do have Wine Time one matchup between a San Diego team and an LA team that I'm looking at today. Should be an exciting game between the Mount Miguel Matadors and the Loyola Cubs at Loyola tonight. Wine Time. Watch for this one with one of the top maybe top 10 teams in San Diego traveling to take on the Loyola Cubs. Loyola came down here and beat my Mount Miguel Matadors last year. The Matadors have always been kind of a mid program, but they recently had gotten a hot coach in here to turn the program around and turn them into a section champion, section division champion. So good one tonight for us to keep an eye on between LA and San Diego when Loyola takes on the Matadors. Thomas says, let's go today. Nice to see you there. And Lovable says she's got the fever. She's got a fever. She's got a fever. Me and Lovable. And Stacks. Let's see. One time I'll tell you who wins. Okay, I'm taking Indiana. A few more games here. Let's get out of here, you guys. Thanks for joining me on the show. The Liberty are taking on the Storm here tonight. You know, Liberty on this road trip. The Storm kind of own the Liberty a little bit here, so I don't know if I can take the Liberty. They've struggled here, and not only that, the Liberty, they're not going to get fourth place. They're going to be in fifth. They might even fall behind the Valkyries. They've got 3 games left. The Valkyries only have 1 game left, so they really can't. They have 3 games. They both have 3 games left. Liberty are 1 game ahead of the Valkyries, so Liberty is still kind of desperate. Seattle's looking to clinch their playoff berth here. They're not necessarily in yet. They probably should be in. So I'm going to take Seattle here in this one. I kind of want to take them as a premium, but give me Seattle here tonight against the Liberty. Hello to Trap God. Nice to see you. He likes Pacheco to go over tonight in his rushing attempt. Says that's too low. And Robert likes under in the game between the Liberty and the Storm. Is it really 162? What do I have on screen? Oh, how about that? If anybody checked out the 2-3 zone show, I guess I got a little CLV. Or no, I don't have CLV, but I can get back on it. There we go. I think that's what I meant to say. All right, and there's one more game here tonight between the Lions and the Red Blacks. Let's go to the CFL tonight. And, well, you know what? The Red Blacks, not so bad on defense here. Man, the Lions, they should be able to take care of them. The line's a little bit high. It's probably a little bit too high. I probably still trust the Lions here. I might be overstepping my bounds here a little bit at 6.5. But, Ottawa's defense is pretty solid despite being such a crummy team this year. BC really hasn't gotten it going. They're not even quite 500 here right now, but they can control the ball with Butler here, I think. As long as they can get to Crum a little bit. Ottawa's got Crum in there at quarterback. I'm going to take BC. I'm going to lay a touchdown here on the road. I don't feel great about this one, but I don't want Ottawa tonight. It is 6.5. Give me BC here tonight. I'll take the Lions on the road, probably against my better judgment. All right. Justin's got Ngumake over 17.5 points. Lovable went under in the game there in the LA, in the New York and Seattle game, and Nuke's with me on the Lions. Let's go, Leos, and I'll go with. I'm glad Nuke's on him there. I'll go with it. All right, I think the show's over. A lot of action, and I got to get out of here. So really appreciate it here on the morning steam. And get ready in the drawing. We'll do the commercial here real quick, come back with the drawing, and the show's over. Thank you for joining me, everybody, here on the morning steam. Oh, let me see if I got something here for you. I got World Cup qualifying. I did definitely look at it last night. We already had some of the games go off here today, but I do have some plays today here, actually, because we're getting into some of the good teams today. Okay, I've got Italy minus 2.5, minus $1.40 over Estonia. I've got Italy in World Cup qualifying today. I also have Ukraine in their matchup today. I'm taking Ukraine. Let me get the line here on this one.
Final.
Oh, boy. There's a lot of games here today. I've got Ukraine here. Plus, man, it's big. I know the line is big here. Let me make sure I get it right. They're getting goals here from France for sure, but I'm taking Ukraine. I'm going to have to look up the actual price here. I didn't write it down. Oops. Oh, God. I'm trying to end the show. Okay, here we go. Oh. Okay, I think I got it now. Ukraine here against France. I'm taking Ukraine at plus 1.5 goals at minus 120. And I've also got Greece today as my other play. 3 plays in European World Cup qualifying. I've got Greece in their matchup here today. And that price is, let me see if I can get it right, minus 2 goals against Belarus. All right. And also 1 play in Eurobasket. Oh, those are tomorrow. Okay, I've got time for tomorrow. Okay, that's it for the morning steam. Let's roll with Mikey, and let's take a look here right now. And let's see. Oh, Trap God's going over there in that one. Okay, here we go. Let's go to the commercial. We'll be right back with the drawing. Get ready. Enter your name in the chat if you want to win the drawing.
It's your boy, Mikey Money. I'm inviting you to join the Sports Money crew on Winnable. Get all of our premium best bet selections.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays sent straight to your phone right when you need them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
All right, ready to go here with the drawing. Let's see who wins, and thank you for joining me here on the show. Jerry Davis, Old E, Irish King, 9 Legacy, Trap God, Lovable's in there, and the winner is Lovable Plays. Great, Lovable. I think you're a subscriber, and I think I can add a month. If not, let me know what's going on there. If not, use the promo code WINNER to get signed up. You get 1 month of plays delivered direct. I think you're in there, so I'll just put another month on there. Top commenters today were Trevor, Nuke, Bobby Mack, John, 9 Legacy, Lovable, Justin, Cash Kane, Irish King, AUD, and D Money. Thank you, everybody, for joining me here on the show. Thank you. Nice to see Big O in the chat there as well. That's going to do it for the morning steam. Back tomorrow, 9 Eastern and 6 Pacific. Make sure you join Mikey Money today with pre-gaming. Mikey gets you ready for the primetime action tonight, including the Charger game. We will have live companion coverage. I will be there. I think just for the first half, unfortunately, tonight. I won't be able to stick around the whole game on a Friday night. But Join me. Watch my Chargers with me, at least for the first half there. Maybe we'll be crushing the Chiefs here today. All right. That's going to do it for the Sports Money Network. I'm Ramon Scott.
That's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steal. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.